Marcus Bennett had lived in his quiet suburban neighborhood for nearly 5 years, enjoying the peace that came with owning his first home, something he'd worked tirelessly for. But ever since Karen Whitmore became the self-appointed neighborhood enforcer, peace was the last thing anyone got. Karen had a habit of targeting the neighbors she didn't like, and at the top of that list was Marcus, a calm, soft-spoken black man who mostly kept to himself. One morning, as Marcus stepped outside to grab a package, Karen marched up the driveway, clutching a clipboard, like she was heading a federal investigation. Without so much as a greeting, she snapped, "Your rent is overdue. Pay it now or face eviction." Marcus blinked in confusion before calmly stating, "I own this house." Karen scoffed and waved her hand dismissively. "People like you don't own property here. HOA rules say you owe fees, and I've decided that includes rent." Marcus took a deep breath, deciding not to give her the reaction she clearly wanted. Instead, he asked her to repeat herself, this time while he recorded it. Karen, convinced she had power, doubled down, loudly accusing Marcus of illegally occupying the home and threatening to call the authorities. What she didn't know was that Marcus not only had the deed inside, he also sat on the actual HOA board, and her harassment had been a growing concern among many neighbors. Later that afternoon, Marcus called for an emergency HOA meeting, presenting the recording along with statements from several neighbors Karen had previously harassed. The board members were stunned, especially when Marcus displayed the deed proving outright ownership. Karen, red-faced but still arguing, claimed she was protecting neighborhood standards. But the board had heard enough. They voted unanimously to remove Karen from her volunteer position, issue her a formal notice for harassment, and fine her heavily for violating HOA bylaws. As the news spread, neighbors began approaching Marcus, apologizing for her behavior, and expressing relief that someone finally stood up to her. Karen, humiliated and stripped of her imaginary authority, avoided him for weeks. Marcus, meanwhile, went back to enjoying his peaceful life, but with one small update to his front yard, a neatly carved wooden sign that read, "Homeowner, and not paying rent to anyone." Every time Karen passed by and saw it, she turned away quickly, remembering the day she tried to bully the wrong man and ended up regretting it instantly.